Man, these guys crack me up.
What's so funny, Charlie Dog?
Oh, hey, Mr. Mush, check out these comics I'm reading. They're hilarious.
Oh, that's Calvin and Hobbes, done by the great Bill Watterson. They are really funny.
Wait, Mr. Mush. I got a question. When were the first comics made? Were they made by Bill Watterson?
They were not, Charlie Dog, but if you come with me, I can tell you the history of comics.
Okay, sweet. Let's go. Well, Mr. Mush, are you gonna tell me about comics, or what?
Nope.
What? What a ripoff!
I'm gonna show you.
Now you're talking my language.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we looking at here, Mr. Mush?
Well, Charlie Dog, we're looking at some of the first comics to ever come out of the golden era of comics.
Wait, the golden era? What's that mean?
Well, the golden era started in 1938 with none other than Superman.
Whoa, really?
Yup. The first Superman comic came out in June of 1938 from Detective Comics, or better known as DC Comics. And less than a year later, in May of 1939, the Batman comic came out.
And everyone really liked them, right, Mr. Mush?
Yup, they were very popular. In fact, they popularized the whole superhero genre in comics.
But Mr. Mush, what about Marvel Comics? Were they during the Golden Age?
You know it, Charlie Dog. Marvel became very popular during World War II, with none other than Captain America.
Good old Steve Rogers.
Yep, and Black Widow and the Human Torch were popular at the time too.
So are we still in the golden era of comics?
No, we're in the modern era right now, where almost all our classic favorite superheroes are more popular than ever.
Well, that makes sense. Look at all the superhero movies. There's like a gazillion of them.
Exactly, Charlie Dog.
But what about comic strips, Mr. Mush? When did they become popular?
Well, Charlie, they became popular in what is known as the Victorian and Platinum era of comics, which lasted from the mid-1800s to the early 1900s.
Whoa! Comics are that old?
Yep. One of the most popular comics at the time was Little Nemo in Slumberland. It was in the Sunday comic section from 1905 to 1911. It followed a boy named Nemo as he had adventures in Slumberland.
Interesting. So comics were in newspapers, not just comic books?
That's right, Charlie Dog. Comics were very popular in newspapers and magazines. They became so popular they would use comics from the newspaper and print them in their own books.
Do people still make comics for the newspaper?
They actually do. You can read some of my favorite comic strips, such as Zitz, Mutz, and Foxtrot in your daily newspaper, or even online. They even still publish Charlie Brown and the Peanuts Gang, even though it ended nearly 25 years ago. That's how much people love comics.
Whoa. How old is Snoopy?
He's 74 years old.
74 years? That's, wait a minute, carry the one, 518 dog years. Man, Snoopy is one old puppy.
He sure is.
But wait a minute. What about Bill Watterson and Calvin and Hobbes? That's why we're here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, Calvin and Hobbes ran from 1985 through 1995. It is considered one of the greatest comic strips ever created. People like to debate which is more popular, Charlie Brown and the Peanuts Gang or Calvin and Hobbes.
Wow, they're both so good. I can't choose.
Me neither. I love them both.
And you still love superheroes too, right, Mr. Mush?
Well, of course, Charlie Dog. And that's what we're going to focus on today.
Whoa! That was amazing!
So you guys ready to make some comic-inspired art?
You better believe it. Let's go!
Alright, we'll see you guys in the first segment.
Hi! Oh, wow! Cool! See ya! Bye!
Hey everybody, Mr. Mush here. So, we can't have an episode about comics and not draw a comic ourselves. So today, I'm going to show you how to draw comic panels and give you some tips and tricks when you're drawing your characters in your panels. So let's get to it. So, right here, we have my finished comic. Let's go through it right here. So, we got Mush Man, my superhero. Okay, he looks very familiar. He's reclining in his recliner. He's bored. His tummy growls. Grr. Time for a snack. A cookie should do it. To the kitchen. Whoosh. Cookie time. Mushman grabs the cookie jar. He opens it. No cookies. Ding! He gets an idea. He shakes his pockets. Magic drawing pencil. He takes it out. He draws his pencil on a piece of paper. The drawing turned into a real cookie. He reaches for it. He grabs it, and he eats it, and he winks at the camera. So, that is my comic. So you might be saying to yourself, Mr. Mush, how do you get to do that? How do you do that? Well, this is how. I'm going to show you how. That's what this channel's all about. All right? So, what you're going to need for this project is a ruler, a pencil, and paper. Doesn't matter what type of paper you use. I'm using 8.5 by 11 white computer printer paper. If you have a sketchbook, a notebook, whatever kind of paper you got, use it. All right? So, first things first is I am going to show you my plans. Okay? So, before I even started drawing, I wrote out my idea for my comic, and I wrote it in beats. And as you can see here, I wrote out each step. Okay? And each one resembles and relates to each one right here. Okay? And my finished piece. Now, once I've done that, then I do what is called a thumbnail, which is a rough, small drawing of what I think my panel should look like. I put numbers in the panels so they relate back to each step along the way. So I know what I'm drawing in each panel. This helps me organize my thoughts and how I want to draw my comic. All right? So now that I have my plans, all right, I'm going to set this to the side so I can look at my thumbnail right there, okay? And so that I know what I'm doing. So I know what I'm doing when I'm drawing my panels. So let's get to it. So I'm going to take my ruler. Now, sometimes I'm going to show you two different ways you could draw your panels. Now, you could do it simple, like this, and just draw lines like this. And there's nothing wrong with this. I can draw lots of panels really quick. But if you look at this compared to this, which one do you think is more interesting? Which one do you think is more interesting? I think this one is, because it's got more panels, it has a nice flow, okay? Where this, it's just bump, 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 okay? So, I'm going to draw my good copy on the back here. So, the way I'm going to start is I'm going to leave some space. I'm going to leave some space right here at the top. And then I want it to be about 8 inches long. That's how, like, the space for the panels, because then it leaves a little space on the sides right there. And these top panels, I'm going to measure to 2 inches right here. So I'm going to draw a line right there. And then I'm going to draw my next line. I'm going to try my best to make it as straight as it can be. Okay, and look at that. The pencil jumped over. Got to add a little bit. Pencil right there. Okay. Now, I have, let's see, my plans say 4 panels. So I am going to draw little dots to see where I want my panels. Now, I know that I have to divide this into 4 even sections, so I'm going to do 1 inch and 1, 2, 3/4 like that. So I'm going to put a dot here, and then I want a quarter of spacing in between, so a quarter would be at the 2 inch mark. So now I'm going to do it again. So this is 1 inch. I know it says 2 to 3 inch, okay, but it's still 1 inch, okay? So 1 inch, and then 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, make my dot, okay? And make my dot on the floor, and I'm going to do it one more time. So 1 inch, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, make my dot like that, okay? And I'm going to draw my straight lines, okay? And remember, you want to draw your panels lines lightly in case you need to erase them, okay? And I'm using a mechanical pencil. You can use whatever pencil you got at home, okay? I just grabbed whatever was lying around my house, okay? I'm going to erase the lines in between so we have clear gutters, okay? And there you go. There's my top panel. Now, I have 3. So the 2 over here are going to be the same size as this, and then the first panel on this row is going to be a pretty big rectangle. So again, I'm going to leave a little space for the gutter. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's straight. I'm going to draw it like that. Again, my pencil doesn't want to do its job. And look at that, it jumped up. That's okay. Thank goodness we have erasers, right? Okay, now, I'm going to measure again. I'm going to measure again to 2 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to draw the line right there. And then we have the line right here from the top one. I want to make sure it lines up with that. Okay, now, so since we have our markers, our gutters from before, I can easily just line up my ruler to this gutter because I know this is where I want it, or I can measure it again. It's your choice. I'm just taking a little shortcut, and then I need to do it right here as well, okay? And then I erase the lines in between, all right? So, I know we don't want to spend this whole video watching me just draw panels, so we're going to go into super fast draw mode, so here we go. Alright, now super fast draw mode is finished. As you can see, we have a beautiful set of panels here for our comic page. Okay, so now I'm ready to draw my comic. Alright, so some tips for your characters. Remember, you want to think about dynamic poses. Okay, now my story is pretty simple. Our superhero is sitting, but look, I still have a clear pose here. Pose, pose, okay? And also my comic, it's not all the same shots, okay? I have close-ups, extreme close-ups, okay? So think about how you're presenting your story, all right? So if I'm drawing my comic, I'm gonna draw Mushman sitting in a chair, so I'm gonna draw the chair, okay, just like that, okay? And then draw the jelly bean head, that's how I draw my head. He's looking bored. His mask around his eyes, his nose. Okay, he's just laying on the couch. He's bored. Okay, and then next one is tummy grumbles. So I'm going to draw a close-up of my tummy. Okay, and for sound effect, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is our sound effects. Okay, and then a good tip for when you're writing dialogue, write the words first. So I'm going to write time for a snack. Then you write the word bubble. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to draw Mushman like this. Okay, I'm thinking about the pose. He's announcing to the world. Okay. Oops, your thumb on the wrong side. Thank goodness for erasers. Okay. Alright. Let's finish his cape. There you go. Okay, and he stood up, so the recliner will be behind him, like that. Okay? So, I'm thinking about expressions, how the camera is looking at, how we're presenting. Okay, I say the camera because I'm thinking of like a movie or like storyboarding, and that's what artists do when they make movies. They call it camera shots. So I'm looking at the shot, close up of the tummy, and I'm thinking of poses. Alright? And then when it's all said and done, that's what it looks like. Alright? So please send me in some of your work. I would love to see it. And maybe it'll get on Mr. Mush Makes. I can't wait to see all the different comics that you guys make. And it's going to be super awesome. Okay? So don't forget to send them in, and I can't wait to see them.
Hey everybody, can you spot the 3 differences in this wonderful drawing of yours truly? Check it out! And if you guessed this, and this, you're right! And if you didn't, well, better luck next time!
Alright guys, we're on to our next project. Alright, for today, we're gonna make a superhero out of clay. Get a look at that right there. Okay, there's Mushman in all his glory. He just wanted a cookie in our last segment. Okay, and now we got him in the flesh. Okay, so this is my finished example. Alright, looks just like me, doesn't it? Yeah, it sure does, Mr. Mush. Oh, Mushman. Alright, so we're gonna put Mushman right here, protecting our table, and so that you can get a good look at him from home. He's protecting from all those art trolls and people who don't know how to say nice things about our artwork. So, as you can see, I got some oil clay or plastilina. Alright, I think that's how you say it. But anyway, so I have a variety of colors here, but sometimes they don't have the color you need. So for example, like I have a blonde beard, okay? So beforehand, I mixed this up, alright, with colors. Alright, and you might be saying to yourself, Mr. Mush, how'd you get that color? So what I did was, I took some brown, I took some yellow, and I mixed them together. And we're gonna go into super mix mode. Alright, so now, that'll be our background, super fast mix mode. Alright, you can see that the brown has turned into a more light golden brown. It's not as light as my example before. I probably need to add a little more yellow, but that's alright. I'm going to use this for the lines of my beard, okay, in Mushman, and I'm still going to be able to use this for the beard part and my hair. Alright, so, the first thing I'm going to do is, I know I want my body, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to rip some of this off, like this, and then I'm going to make kind of like a semi-circle, like half an oval, like this, okay? And I'm going to make sure the bottom is flat, okay? And I think, you know what I'm forgetting? I need to have enough for his arms, his sleeves, so I'm going to make them right now, just like that. And I'm flattening out the bottom because I know I'm going to need that for when I do the arms. Okay, I'm going to do that right here. I'm doing this to make sure I have enough color clay to, like, I have enough of the orange to make sure, like, because I'm looking at where all the orange is. So, like, it's on his hat, his shirt, and his shoes, okay? Because Mr. Mush and Mushman always have matching shoes with their outfits, okay? It's called style, fashion. Look it up, kids. All right, so I have that, and then I'm going to save this. You know what? I'm going to make the little shoes right now. And you'll see what I do with those in a second. Okay, so there's the shoes. Okay, and now look at this. See, I don't have enough for my hat. I got enough for my shoes, my sleeves. So, I'm just going to take a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to reshape this, just like that. And you know what's great about oil pastels? You know what's great about oil clay is that it never dries. Okay, there's different types of clays. Like there's Play-Doh. Okay, that will dry. They have air dry clay where it air dries and you can paint it. Oil clay, you know, it's clay. It'll never dry, and you can always work with it. Okay, so, and I'm making a little hole right there at the top. Okay. So that's for the neck, okay? So now I got the shirt, I'm good with that, okay? Now I need to make skin color, all right? Because you see Mushman's skin, okay? I have peachy white skin, so I need to make that, okay? I don't have peachy white right here, so you might be like, Mr. Mush, how do you make that? Well, you take a little bit of orange and a little bit of white, and you mix them together. All right, here we go again, super mix mode, fast mode. Alright, so we're back from super fast mixing mode. Okay, so as you can see, I got my skin color. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some, and I want to make sure I have enough for everything. So I'm going to make sure I have enough for one arm. Okay. Now remember, you can be as detailed as you want. Like, I'm just pretty much making a coil for the one arm, and then I'm going to stick it on the sleeve like this. Okay. And then I'm going to take the other side like this. Okay, I think I need a little bit more. Okay. I always like working with clay because I think it just feels good in your hands. And what's really neat is just to see something that you drew or an idea, and then it's like in a 3D form. All right, so I got his arms. And then as I'm looking at my example here, so I'm going to make the neck and his head, and then we'll get the beard and the hat on that head. So now I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to make the head. Normally when I draw myself, Mr. Mush, I give myself like this jelly bean shaped head. So that's what I'm trying to get right here. Okay? So, and you can see the jelly bean. You can see the jelly bean right here. Okay? Alright. And then what I'm gonna do is, I was gonna put holes in for the eyes, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Okay? Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. But you know what? I need to give myself a nose first. Okay? So let's do that. Okay, I feel like that's too big. And that's what's nice about clay is like if you feel like it's too big, you can always rip it off, right? And then you can mold it with your fingers and get it just the way you want. If you have clay tools at home, use them. Okay. All right, so there's my nose. Okay, and then how could I forget my ears? So I'm gonna put little ears, just like that. And the reason why we want all this first is because, you know, I'm putting my beard down, my hat down, you know, and everything's got to be in its spot. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to put little holes in for the eyes. Okay, I'm going to take some white. Okay. I'm going to put the balls of clay in those spots. And you're going to see my mask go over it in a second. Okay, I'm going to put my beard. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to make my clay really flat. And I'm going to put it where I think my beard should go. But you know what? I don't like that little tear right there, so I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm just gently putting it on, just like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna put some of my hair on the back, like this, because I'm also thinking about layers. Okay, because I know my hair goes underneath my hat. Okay, so So I want to make sure that I get my hair first, because then I can put the orange on top. Okay, and just like I'm doing here, I just ripped another little piece. Just like that. I look like an old man. This is what I'm going to look like in the future. Okay, gotta fix that ear a little bit. Okay, now I'm ready for the hat. Same thing that I did for my beard, I'm gonna do the same thing for my hat. So I'm putting it down and around, I'm smoothing it out. Okay, just like that. Hats usually have those little buttons. So I'm gonna put that, and then I'm gonna add the brim on the back right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put the brim. And that's what's nice about oil clay. You can just stick it on. And as you can see, I'm learning now that you know, the ears, I probably should have stuck them on after I did all this stuff, because look, they're not even there anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna get some more of this, because I'm pretty happy with the hat. It could probably be touched up a little bit more, but it's all good. As my friends always say, it's all good. It's all good, baby. All right, so there's my ear. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of white. Maybe a little more than that. Make it like a smile. Okay. Oh, you know what? Before that, I want to add a little bit of lines for my beard. Put them, and then I'll put my smile. Like you can see that right there, the line. Because when I draw myself in my drawings, I always have those lines for texture in the show, like, because I'm a dirty blonde. It's like brownish, blondish color. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Now I'm ready for my smile. So there's my smile. Now I need to add the neck. Okay, I'm just making like a little cube. I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my neck right here, see? Make sure it sticks together. All right, and then I can put my head on my chest if I want, but you know what? I'm not gonna do that just yet. And you'll see why in a second. Okay, now, I need a purpley color, but all I have are these pastel purples, so I want it to be more like this dark purple color. So I'm going to mix blue and purple. So we're gonna go back into super fast mixing mode. Here we go. All right, so we're back from super fast mixing mode. Okay, and as you can see right here, I got my purple that I want. So I'm gonna take some of this, and I'm gonna drape it over my eyes, okay? Just like this. And I'm going to make a hole, just like this. You know what? Better yet, I'm going to just wrap it around the eyes, like make little coils, like this. Everybody see that? These are like the the Incredibles masks, like the old-timey heroes. And I'm wrapping it around the eyes, just like that. I remember even blend it together. I never really understood like these masks. You can still see a lot of the person's face, right? I mean, it's kind of like Superman, right? And Clark Kent with the glasses. Now this one I did black eyes, but I'm going to be more true to myself. I have blue eyes, so I'm going to give myself little blue dots for my eyes. Okay, I'm going to put another blue right there. So there I am in all my glory. Check it out. Pretty sweet. All right, now I can see how it looks with the shirt. Okay, my neck. I look like JJ Watt right now with my neck. I can assure you that I don't work out as much as JJ Watt. I have a giant, enormous neck. All right, but shout out to JJ Watt. Maybe I should say Jason Kelsey, because I am an Eagles fan, and I love Jason Kelsey, so. All right, happy retirement, Jason Kelsey. Anyway, so, and then, yeah, the brim of the hat is flopping down, so. Let's just, there we go, okay? All right, now, I'm gonna take some of this purple, and I'm gonna do my emblem. I'm gonna make a little star. Oh, I fell over. Ruh-roh. Scooby-Doo used to always say, well, used to. He's still around. Every time I see a star, I can't help but think of Patrick from SpongeBob. Do you have a favorite character from SpongeBob? Mine's Patrick. Alright, so the emblem from Mush Man is a star, like that. And then I'm going to use, you know what? I need some of this yellow, so I'm going to open this yellow up. That's the one thing that's like rough about, you got to open something up. Once you have been working with the oil clay, it's a little like slippery. But I got it. So that's all that counts. Okay, so I'm going to make a little M. Mush Man. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it here. Okay. And now I'm gonna put, I think that's too big, so I'm gonna rip some off. And that's what I like about clay. Like, I'm sure we'll get to an episode where we do sculpture and we're chiseling stone or doing something, but clay, it's like you can add and take away as you want, and you can make it work. Okay, pinch that a little bit. And I highly recommend using clay tools. Okay, if you have them, you can get them online at any art store. Okay, so there you go. There's my emblem right there. Okay, now I'm gonna put on my arms. So there's one arm. Okay, and then here's the other arm. Don't worry, Mushman. We're gonna get to your legs in a second. All right, so we gotta give Mushman his leg. But before we do that, we need to do his shoes. Okay, so and then he fell over. Okay, so stay up, Mushman. You know what? I will lay him down so that people can get a look at him. All right, so I'm gonna take some white and I'm gonna roll a tiny coil through my fingers like this, because I don't know, like, if you guys have noticed or not, but my favorite type of shoe is Chuck Taylors. And no, they are not a sponsor of the channel in any means yet, but but I love Chuck Taylors. I've always loved them since I was a kid. They're my favorite, and I have a bunch of different colors, and of course I have a pair in orange. So I'm just taking the white and I'm just making the shoes look like Chuck Taylors. And then I'm gonna be wearing a pair of long blue jeans. So there's one shoe. Okay, you see that? Okay, and then I gotta get the other. Okay, nice. Oh, it broke off. That's okay. Okay, get that around. Okay, and then this will fit right there. And then I'll get flatten out. Piece and wrap it around, and there you go. Okay, there's the shoes. Okay, all right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this blue piece of clay and I'm just gonna pinch and make sure the legs are even like this, and I'm gonna flatten out the bottom. So I push down on the table like this. Okay, then I'm gonna stick like that. Just like that. As everybody see, pinching the legs. Okay, then I'm gonna put the shoes underneath. It's like working in layers. Okay, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Have the pant legs fall down. Okay, and there you go. He's standing up, but he's missing one last thing: his cape. Okay, so he's looking pretty good. Okay, but he needs his cape, and the cape will definitely help him stand up. Okay, as you can see with the cape here, when I have him standing up, it helps balance the weight. So. Of him standing. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So we're gonna have Mushman right there. Okay. I'm gonna do his knot of his cape. So believe it or not, Mushman's cape is just an old sheet or towel. Use your imagination. Okay. You know what? I don't like this. So you know what? I'm gonna put the bow part first, like that, and then. Okay, and then I'm gonna make the cape. I'm gonna flatten it. Okay, and I want the cape to be like a triangle shape. Okay, it comes to a point, and it should look kind of like a triangle. See how I'm getting it? The shape like a triangle, because this part is gonna wrap around the neck, and then this part is gonna drape over his shoulders, and then if it's long enough, it will drape lightly across the floor. Okay, I think that's good. Lift up his brim of his hat. Okay. There we go. And there we go. See, I'm just smushing it together. And there you go. Mushman in all his glory. See? So this is the one that I made with you today. This is my finished example. They look pretty good, right? I really like both of them. Okay? So, with that being said, we're done with segment number 2. We're going to get ready for our last segment of the episode. So, I'll see you in a minute. Oh, no! All right, so that's it for our clay segment for today. Hope you learned a lot, and I can't wait to see what superhero sculptures you make. As always, remember, send an email or send a picture of it on our social media pages, Instagram and TikTok. Or send it to my email, and all that information should be underneath your screen right now, and check it out, and just, yeah, send it in, send your artwork in, send a picture in, don't send me your actual artwork, because you need to keep that, but send in pictures of your artwork, and maybe it'll get on Mr. Mush Makes, alright, off to segment number 3.
Whoa! What is that? Let me get a closer look here. Whoa! Look at all that great artwork. Hold it up so I can see it better. Let me see it. Let me see your artwork. Whoa, look at that one and that one. Whoa, it looks amazing. Mr. Mush, can't wait to see all your amazing artwork. I'm gonna have to go tell him. I'm gonna go tell him right now. Mr. Mush! Mr. Mush!
It's our last segment for today. We're continuing with the theme of superheroes and comics. So, our last project we're gonna do is a craft, and we're gonna make a paper superhero. We're gonna do a collage with a popsicle stick. Here's Mushman in all his glory. All right, and he's flying by. Okay, see? Mushman! Okay, here he is. Mushman! Yay! Woohoo! So, what you're gonna need for this project is different color construction paper. So I have the colors that I need. You may need some colored pencils. All right, I just need these colored pencils, and you'll see why in a second. A regular pencil to draw. Glue, it could be a glue stick or, regular old glue. Scissors and a popsicle stick. So that's what we're gonna need for our project. Now, first things first, we are gonna be layering our, we need to think in layers. We need to think in layers for our puppet here, okay? And now, too, you can use this puppet for lots of different things. You can use it as a bookmark. You could use it as a puppet. You could use it for a million things. I don't know. So first things first, we need to think about the layers. So I'm going to start first with the head, all right? So, as you can see, the head is like a jelly bean sheet, right? So I'm going to take my white. Now, I don't have any peach-colored color or construction paper, so I'm just using white, okay? And I'm going to draw Mushman's head, just like this. I'm going to draw a jelly bean sheet because that's what it is, okay? And then I'm going to cut it out, just like this, okay? Bam, there it is, okay? Now, I'm going to color it, and I'm going to color it a peach color. Now, you might be like, but Mr. Mush, what about, the eyes and everything like that? Well, we're going to collage it all together, right? And you're going to see what I mean in a moment. So I'm using my peach colored pencil, okay? That'll work. It's probably a better idea. I just got excited. I cut it out before I colored it, but either way works, okay? So now that's all colored in. And then I'm looking at my finished example, and I know I need his arms. So, and I'm going to keep the arm simple. I'm going to have it like kind of a circle at the end, and then draw a skinny rectangle for the arm like this, and connect it. And then the other arm is like an upside down L. So I'm going to draw, well, more like a number 7 because it's slanted, like this. And then I'm going to draw the semicircle. I don't really like that. And it's okay to make a mistake, right? You just erase it, okay? And then I'm going to take my colored pencil. And remember, you can use whatever you have at home. I'm using colored pencils, use crayons, paints, whatever. And now you might be like, Mr. Mush, you're coloring outside the lines. What are you doing? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you color outside the lines because we're going to cut it out. So, all right, and then I'm going to cut them out like this. Now remember, you can start in whatever order you want. I just know, for me, because I don't have, the peach color. And the reason why I'm using peach color is because I have peachy color skin, okay? So, it's just an extra step that I want to get through. So I'm just cutting out the arms after I color it. And, I just wanted to, pretty much, my philosophy is get the toughest stuff done first, okay? So now, I got that done. Now, I need Mr. Mush's hat and his beard, okay? So I'm going to take the orange here, and I'm going to trace the head like this. I hate it when that happens. I'm going to take the head like this, trace around, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing on the yellow. Okay, take this pencil. Okay, and then it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it out. Just like this. Okay, there's that. Okay, put that over here. I'll get back to the yellow when I need the M for Mushman. Okay, now, where's the head? Here's the head. So now I am going to make like a little mark. I'm going to draw where I think the hat should be, which is right here. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to cut this out. And then I'm going to take my glue. A little glue. Okay. And then glue the top of the hat. If I can pick it up, jeez. That's right. I need a little more glue. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just going to use this little piece from the head and draw the brim. Cut that out. And before I add glue, I'm going to look and see where I think it should go. And I think it should go right there. So I don't need to put glue on the whole thing. I'm just going to put some on the back end right here. Okay, and then I'm going to stick it behind my head. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then the same thing goes with the beard. Okay, I'm going to, I think that's more than enough for the beard. So I'm going to put that there. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Put some glue on the back of my beard, just like that. And I'm going to glue it down. And there's my face. Then I'm going to give stripes on my beard. And you're like, well, Mr. Mush, what about your teeth? What about your smile? What about your eyes? And go back to this. Draw the smile. No, that's too big. Yeah, like that. And then I'll draw the dots. Okay, and I'm going to cut these out and glue them down. Now, if you want to add googly eyes or a different way to add eyes on to your superhero, by all means, do what you got to do. Okay? And it might be tricky if they're really small like this, but it'll look cool. Okay? So I'm going to I'm going to add glue. So there's one eye. And there's the other. And I almost forgot. I need to draw my nose. Okay, so I'm just going to draw my nose like that. Color it in. Okay. And then I'll glue this down. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's going to look cool. It's going to be really cool. You'll have it and you'll be like, man, I'm glad I made this. Okay, so there's my big nose. Okay. So there's my face. Okay. I'm going to slide my nose over a little bit. It's covering up my eyes. Make sure you got good glue. I like the glue stick because for like these tiny pieces, it won't get too like sloppy and messy with the regular glue. But that's just me. Use what you have. Use what you can use. Okay. All right. No. All right. Now we're gonna make the mask. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot his smile. Can't forget that. Okay. So then we'll do the mask. I almost forgot his smile. Okay. And sometimes I like to flip the pieces backwards so we don't see the pencil lines. Okay. So there's his smile. Okay. All right. Now I can draw the mask. Okay. Ooh, I need my regular pencil. So I'm going to draw the mask like this. Draw the line like that. And then I'm going to cut it out. And what's nice about having construction paper, if you make a mistake, you can just make another one. Okay. Okay, it's big enough. Now the trick is, you got to fold it a little bit, and then you can cut it out. Or what you can do is, if you're working with your parents, you can ask them if they have an X-Acto blade. Okay, but they would have to use it unless they give you permission to use it, because X-Acto blade can you can hurt yourself bad because they're really sharp. So my advice would just be to use scissors. But if your parents have an X-Acto blade at home, or your grown-ups at home, you can use that as well. Okay, but I'm using scissors because that's what I have, and that's what I think you should be using. It's more safe. We don't want to chop off our fingers, right, and get any accidents. So I would use. Now look, I even ripped the mask, right? But it doesn't really matter because we're gonna glue it down anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna put glue. Just like this, putting glue on it, and I'm putting it over the eyes, just like that. So now my head's done, okay? All right, now I'm gonna go back to the orange, and I'm gonna draw an oval, like this, okay? And then I'm gonna cut it out. Okay, got my oval. Then I'm gonna glue the head on, put some glue on, okay? Then I need to make sleeves. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cut these sleeves out, and we're gonna layer them onto our arms. Okay, where'd they go? Here's one. Oh, I guess the other one ran away. Let's see. Here it is. See, it was hiding. All right, so I'm gonna add some glue right here. Okay, and I'm gonna put this arm right here like that, and I'm gonna put some more glue. Okay, and then I'm gonna put, you know what? I'm gonna put this arm behind like this. Okay, so there's one arm, and this arm will be in the front. Okay, and like we talked about in the comic segment before, we're using line of action too, because Mushman is flying here. All right, now I'm gonna take Mushman and I'm gonna trace, just like we did before. I'm gonna trace the bottom of Mushman, and then I'm gonna cut it out. Oh my goodness, my scissors are trying to run away. Okay, because we're gonna glue this to the bottom of the orange oval, because this is going to be for the pants for Mushman. Okay, and then I'm gonna make a straight leg going down, because we were talking about line of action, just like that, and then an upside down L, because this leg is bent. Okay, now I'm gonna cut them out. It might be hard for you to see on the blue paper, but I assure you it's there, and I'm cutting it out. Okay, so I'm gonna glue it there. And I mean, like, you can make your superhero puppet, like, if you want to make your own superhero up, like I'm doing, or you can make, or you can do a pre-existing superhero. That's up to you. I'm just showing you how you can do it, but you want to work in layers, all right? So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue here. I don't need to put glue all the way down because I'm just gluing the one leg like that. I'm just putting a little glue right there, okay? All right? So that's really good, all right? Now, I need to add the shoes, all right? And just like before, I'm going to draw two ovals for the feet. And Now you might be like, Mr. Mush, but I know you love Chuck Taylor's, but what about the orange or the white parts? Well, we're gonna use the white paper, and we're gonna cover up part of the shoe, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. Okay? But it's fun. I like doing all different types of projects. Crafts, clay, you name it, it's fun. I really like this type of project. I like collage. It's fun to do. All right, now I'm gonna trace my shoes just like this, so that I know it's gonna fit. And then I'm gonna draw what I need to cut out, like that. Here are my scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna cut out what I need to cut out. Remember, take your time. You don't need to rush. I always say, art is not about finishing first, it's about making something you're proud of, and that you're proud to show to others. Okay, so there's one shoe, and then here's the other. Okay, putting glue on, make sure it lines up where you want it to be. There. Okay, so I'm gonna make this shoe like this, and then I'm going to make this shoe perpendicular, like that. Okay, next, gotta do that cape, and the cape is just a triangle, like this. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the triangle, just like that, and then I'm going to glue it right behind, like that. Okay, and see, this is what it looks like from behind, but this doesn't matter because we're not going to see behind our puppet. Now, if you are going to see it, you're going to have to cover up all this up, just like I did here with my finished example. But that is your choice. I'm not going to do that for this one. Okay? So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of my cape right here, and then I'm going to glue it down right here and make sure it sticks like that. Okay? And then the last thing we need to do is glue the popsicle stick. Put some glue on the popsicle stick. Now, you could put it behind the cape like this. I'm going to put it behind the body so that it can fly, so that the cape can flutter like that. So when I move it around like that. And there you go. There's my puppet. Oh, you know what? I forgot the emblem right here, but that's okay. This one has it. Okay. So now I got it. I'll let it dry before I use it as a bookmark. But if I want to put on a puppet show, hey, how's it going, Mr. Mushman? Woo! Okay.
Hey, Mushman. What's up, Mushman? Okay. Whoa, look. Here's Mushman 2. And a comic about Mushman. Mushman! All right. So that's it for our craft segment. And I hope you enjoyed it. I love to see pictures of your work, so send in pictures to our email or send it into our social media, and we can repost them on Instagram and TikTok. And thanks for hanging out. Well, that about does it for today's episode. Oh man, I hope you enjoyed today's episode all about comics. I know I did. And remember, send in a picture of your artwork and send it to the email address that's somewhere on this screen. And your artwork could be on Mr. Mush Makes. That's incredible! That is incredible, Charlie Dog. And please hit the like and subscribe button. We're a small channel. If you could help us out, I'd appreciate it, and Charlie Dog would really appreciate it. I really would. Okay, well, that about does it for today. Remember, when art is in your heart, ideas are in your mind, there's nothing you can't do. And remember, always be kind. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.